Yo, welcome. Just kick it with me for a little bit, because I've been thinking lately, right? Since everything's crashing at once and it's like suddenly I'm hot and shit. Just the other day, because I know everything is evolution, right? My words, man. You know what? I think about my words. Because, I was in pain the other day, right? Like I was harboring some anger that had to be let go. And I wasn't even sure what the anger was about. But long story short, I burst out crying and shit. Like, I don't even, last time I cried, I was in a cell, you know, um, in a hole type of shit. And so I just started bursting out, right? I don't know what the hell was that about. But it was short lived nonetheless. And I examined it, right? And I concluded that it was not worth thinking about. So I proceeded on to what I normally think. And it led me to think about my words. Now, my words are dope. Like, I get fascinated by them. Maybe not in the short term, but when I end up going like towards the end of the day, I start reflecting more on my words, and I just be like, damn, I'm that nigga, or I'm that Lord, I'm the King, I'm Zog, I'm Lord 13. I start thinking that. Um, Somehow I turned a hobby or something that I created into a sport, but I was the only one that created that sport. And somehow that became an algorithm and just took over because of the technology of the language coming out of my vernacular, which with such like exquisiteness. So besides not sounding or trying not to sound bombastic, uh, what it adorned the words to or fashioned it was with ornaments to be remembered by. And so the words just became more beautiful because it's like, wow, it's like he's describing with fragrance and such color and beauty the words that come out of his mouth, my mouth. But when I'm reflecting, I'm thinking back like, yo, he really said that and did that, executed, manifested it, and he did it sometimes without his knowing. Like sometimes, or it would sound like he's playing dumb. But the shit was calculated and with precision. And rest assured, he knows it all. And it's like, man, it's just so, the more I think about it, it just makes me unwound. But anyway, thinking about my GoFundMe page, right? And what I said earlier about maybe women being interested in, trying to go after me. I let out my standards and my guidelines. But I think I have to emphasize certain areas because at this point, you're the embodiment of what everybody's trying to be, right? So I covered a lot of grounds, and now it gets deeper and deeper down the rabbit hole. So what I'm trying to say is that I thought about it before you even thought about it. Like I already know everything. Coming into the relationship, there is a role I play. Um, but rest assured, by the end of the night, you're all figured out, and your highest dreams are the size of my pinky nail. If that makes any sense. So just submit and let me take over to show you something a little more uh, grandeur, I guess. More magnificent. As I've stated in other videos previous to this one, um, follow me if you want, the yacht, the boat, the mansion, the money, women, follow me for that. But if you want to grow and be a part of something great and learn more, then you wanna leave your donations and support my cause, because all what I mentioned are materialistic, and it's a goal to get. You're gonna help me get there, but there's more to it, and that's why I'm in the need for real sponsors or real donors who support my cause, because that'll allow me to learn that you are someone I can probably trust to an assignment that needs to be done. Maybe I can unload on a responsibility that I have and let you cover that by delegating. And that would be the proper ways to get to me. If you want to show me you want to be a part of this team, you got to prove it with actions and willpower. And my time costs money. And so you don't want to be wasting my time, because I got a lot to offer to the world, not just to you. You can only be mine and not the world's. You can't be both. You're either mine or you're the world's, but you can't have them both ways. So to my females, figure that out, because if you choose me, then you got rid of the world. You no longer belong to them. You belong to me. And I think women sometimes don't understand that. But yeah, so make sure you choose wisely. As I've proven over the decades, no one's come close to my kind of mindset, which is above anyone you can think of. So yeah, if you want to learn more, join the team and show by giving donations. If you want to follow and see how you provide me the funds to get all the accessories, because that's what I call those. I call those accessories, an accoutrement. It's just an accoutrement. I gotta use trinkets, ornaments to cover, to put on the curtains. Oh, very holy ground. We're talking about holy ground here. You got to take off your shoes. You got to take off your socks just to even walk in my area. Like, you can't even walk with, like, your sneakers, none of that. So, yeah, man, thanks for ahead of time, for those that donated and showed support. Because I was really in the bottom, and I kept it, 100 when everybody wanted you not to keep it 100. So I was the realest one out of the whole bunch, and though I got persecuted, over time it made me stronger to identify all the weaklings. And as I grew mastery of that, I just became better at eliminating my opponents in a preventive manner, preemptively, And I started playing chess instead of checkers. But, you can only learn things like that if, more in depth, especially if you, showed support to my GoFundMe page that I created. Because you won't get no information like this anywhere else. People are mimicking me as far as with podcasts, and they have to team up. They have to have a lot of professionals to help them get there, right? And here I am with just a brushstroke, fucking annihilating them and everything, Anyway, I don't want to make this too long because I hate when it gets over 30 and then, it just becomes more of a hassle. So I don't know how long it's been, but yo, show me some support and get to my GoFundMe page and represent, follow. Help me help you, Let me help you by you helping me. You gotta help me help you. And if you want to be great, because basically I'm like a technology, right? I'm like Bribanium or something. And you want to be a part of that. Nobody has this shit. Nowhere in the world. Like, people outside of the world, including where I'm at, fellow Americans want a piece of my technology because they cannot replicate it. And though they'll try to label us the same because, we're all born here. Well, you're American like I'm American. There is something in me that stands out regardless. And I always look like something more flavorful and taste, I wouldn't say juicy, goddamn, but addictive maybe. Too much of anything is addictive. So, you could be eating healthy and too much of that is unhealthy, So it's perspective, but I just say keep it 70% positive if you must, right? Keep more positive than negative. And wrestle with that shit until you balance it out. Now, the yin has to be expressed in the yang, and the yang has to be expressed in the yin. Either way, that component is going to be very visible in the physical manner. Now, you have to know how to channel the energy to keep that at bay, and don't let the beast out when it's not appropriate, because the repercussions can be a delay, and the delay is an inconvenience. You don't want a delay. You want to be quick about shit. People are slow. That's what I'm saying. People are accustomed to you, programming you to be slow and a slow thinker, slow actor, slow behavior. But you're supposed to be moving fast. You're supposed to do a lot of things and basically controlling density a little bit more, where you can like put your hands out and an object will fly into your hand, type of thing, you know? And I feel it growing more and more as I grow attached to this technology and what comes of me naturally on its own. And I feel the power. It's only growing and expanding, and it's not in any way diminishing. And it goes back to what I was saying, which was in the beginning about my words, where I end up thinking about them because of the beauty and the magnificence, and the structure and courage and fiery boldness in them to be expressed in the first place is what baffles me, and sometimes it keeps I'm bemused, you know, and just at all, like, I can't believe I said that. And you know, it could take the whole day of that, and you know, I could keep going. But this is why I wrote a book, and it's available on Amazon. And it's called Born Servitude with Psychological Despair to Freedom. Now, I suggest you get your hands on that, because that's this you're getting the raw version, the guy before the act or whatever, before famous, you know, before celebrity, everything. Even though I feel like I'm already there, but you know, you gotta like pretend you're not there at times. You know, you gotta like finesse the streets. You know what I mean? So you can't always act rich. Sometimes I gotta be like, like times is hard or some shit. Though it looks like I'm there now. It's just, you know, it's an attitude. But trust me, I am in need of your money. So I any donations or you know, acts of the kindness like that with generosity, I'm all for, and I will support you doing that. And you supporting my cause is just proof that, you know, somebody is enjoying my words as much as I'm enjoying them, you know. And it's just like, damn, my words are beautiful, because I end up being grateful that I have those words, you know, and appreciative of the things that come out what I'm saying and shit. I just a sample, because like I said, I don't want to make this too long. Before my women, basically, you know, your money's mine, and my money's mine, and don't think about that part, you know, once you give it to me, because what I'm gonna do is way more impressive than what you were gonna do with it. And I can guarantee you on that. So, you know, forget about thinking about that part. Like, you know, maybe some women don't like guys going in the kitchen and cooking because that's their role, you know. So, and this is my department, and let it go, you know. And as far as, you know, everybody else, make it to my GoFundMe page, man, and show me some support, because this is what you're in need of, man. Alright, it only gets better. Trust me on that. Alright, that's that with all of that. Till next time.